Hey everyone, welcome to this first Giving Back talk. An amazing episode with my brother Paul in Kenya. Paul is the founder of the Kotieno community projects with the purpose of resolving the root cause of food, water, and energy insecurity in his community. I see this as a great example, something that can be modeled and replicated, especially in rural communities around the world. Paul reached out to me about 6 months ago, and we've been talking almost every day since then just about how we can take this project to the next level. There are a lot of ways that Paul is giving back beyond this Kotieno community project that he talks about in the episode. And it's also a great opportunity for you. If you find an inspiration in this, you can give back, support the Kotieno community project. You'll hear more about it in the episode, and you can also check out the website, kotienofarm.org, or reach out. I'm actively involved in giving back to support this project to the best of my ability. And I invite you to enjoy this episode, be inspired, and in whatever way you can to give back with us and enjoy the process. So without further ado, here is the first Giving Back talk with Paul, founder of the Kotieno Community Project. And here we go. We're recording the first Giving Back talk. This is the first Giving Back talk. And we're here live with Paul. Paul, you're calling in from Homa Bay in Kenya. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Amazing. And Paul, we've known each other, for past 6 months, but it's amazing, you connected with me about the Kotieno Community Project, and that just showed me, as I learned more about what you're doing, how dedicated you are to giving back, and just to give people a sense of what you're up to and what it's like in your world to be given back. What's your story, man, and what's your relationship with giving back?
It's okay, brother. First and foremost, I'm thankful and very glad for this session. I'm Paul Kotieno. I come from Homa Bay in Kotieno village. We do a community project to sustain ourselves and even beyond our community. So I just started this project together with some of my friends that we've been working with as volunteers in the farm. And we do appreciate them. Maybe we do reward with other farm products, that is when we harvest, and we also give, we lend hands to the community members, and even beyond our community, we lend in a way of maybe, for instance, someone might need a school fee, or an orphan might have some shortage of school fee. Maybe we can't pay the full school fee, but we can just give the little we have, maybe from our little savings from our tree nursery, or some small donations that we can get from friends. So we really feel better if we help people, because the more we help in the community, the more things are opening up. So I'm glad.
Yeah, man. And I remember when you first reached out to me and you started to tell me a bit about, this community agriculture project that you started, and that your kind of main crop in that season was maize, and that there was a drought, and I'll be totally honest that like when you reached out to me, we were on a Discord community for this community called Seeds. That's like a rewarding regenerative agriculture projects with some kind of cryptocurrency. And I don't know how much you know about cryptocurrency, but there's some weird things that happen on there, scams and stuff like that. And I remember you had reached out to me. You're like, "Hey, I've got some seeds. Do you want to buy them?" And I was like, this must be like I wasn't sure, but I was like, this is probably a scam. So someone's trying to like sell me seeds, but I don't know what seeds are. And then we had a call, and you started to just share you know your open heart and what you're working on, and introduced me to your family, and from there, yeah, we've been talking almost every day and just figuring out like what can we do to really take this project to the next level, because what I see you're creating, it's not necessarily about agriculture. Agriculture is like a means. You know, what you're creating is like a solution. You're resolving the root cause of food, water, and energy insecurity. You know, these are things that like there are technical solutions for. And ultimately, one of the ways I see you giving back is by creating solutions and bringing people together around this core purpose to, you know, resolve the root cause of food, water, and energy insecurity, especially in your community. And the last thing that I'll say before I turn back into listening mode is like one of the reasons why I'm so inspired to see the way you're giving back into your community, into the world, is because, man, just seeing what we can do on this small scale, one, it touches everyone, whether we realize it or not. But two is that if we can, in this community that you're in, and maybe you want to share a bit more about the specifics of the community, you know, 8,000 people, rural area in Kenya, where if there's not enough rain, not only do people not have enough water, they don't have enough food, because there's all these cycles that are affected, you know, by things that we often take for granted. Like, you know, I'm here in Israel, and we have water that just comes out of the sink. And yeah, there have been times where there's been, you know, drought, but we found solutions to have, you know, at least for now, water security. And so one of the ways that I, again, see you giving back is by creating these solutions that can touch everyone in your community, but beyond that, be an example for places around the world that also struggle with food, water, energy, and security, that we can see that there are solutions, and you're going there and you're devoting your life to finding these solutions is what I see in you. So I'm curious what's coming up as you know, hear me express this, and yeah, what are some of the examples that you see, the ways that you're finding solutions to give back to your local community, but that you can see really touching everyone and everything on earth.
It's okay, fine. Thank you very much once again. So the first example that I can give is that I learned some permaculture designs, even syntropic agroforestry. So after learning them from friends, other friends, even from different communities, or when I can even maybe share with a friend who is doing permaculture, then after learning this, I try and make sure that I train our people. We had a small group of 10 people. I was trying to teach them. I trained them. We do these things now practical on the ground, like constructing swales, constructing keyhole gardens, yin and yang, all these designs that are in permaculture. I teach them the principles of permaculture, what permaculture entails. And there is this principle number 3 that says that there are 3 ethics, like this one that says that we should have a fair share. So we've been applying this fair share in our organization, in our project. Fair share, this where we are volunteers. Maybe we are as if we are 7 volunteers, because mostly we are just 7. Some people maybe at times there are some people who are still in school, so they can't be here regularly. So the fair share is, if we after growing something, now if we harvest, we can give some or offer some to the volunteers. Then we keep some for security. Then we also give to the people who are vulnerable, those who deserve. We don't give everybody, but we give those who deserve, those who are really in need of it. Yeah, who can't maybe afford. So that is an example. Another example of how we give back to the community, or how we give back. Maybe some as we were we were having a nursery, some local farmers, those who have a desire to plant some trees and some fruits, they might not be able to afford them from the market, or they might not be able to reach them. So our nursery, we used to raise avocados, oranges, mangoes. We also have bananas. So the farmers might come, we give them, we just give you even 2 only. So you go and plant. Maybe if you need more, we can give you at a cheaper price. If it's sold at 10 shillings in a market, we can give you at 5 shillings. So we were just trying to promote planting of fruits and trees. So at least people planted trees and the fruits. So once you find that if most of the farmers have planted the fruits, there will be a lot of fruits in the area. So malnutrition won't affect so many people. At least we'll be gathering enough fruits. Another way that we also create solutions. For example, giving the water for, like during drought, we were offering water for drinking. And I thank God we got some donations. We refilled the tank when they were empty. Then we give the people, the neighbors who comes around, and some comes from a little far, but they can come and get drinking water during that drought. So you just come, you get water according to the number of family members that you have. Yeah, there was a restriction. You can't just maybe you have only 2 to 3 people in the house. You can't just come and have 10 jerrycans. So we had some regulations of how to give it. And I thank God we could manage that drought. We managed that drought season, and everything went well. So those are just few examples of how we are giving back. So we also planted eucalyptus trees. They are multi-purpose. There is a lot of they have a lot of work. They can be used as fuel. They can be used as timber. They can be used in several ways. But they are also they are also good for the environment. I wanted some bare lands besides the river, at least along the river side, at least to have we wanted to stop too much aeration, soil aeration. So I thought it wise to have a forest garden. Or
Wait, too much
too
what?
much aeration, water aeration. So the sweeping of.
And what does that mean? If someone's not familiar with these kind of farming terms, what does that mean?
What I'm trying to explain is the kind of this our soil. Maybe when it rains, you find that the water that is running sweeps the soil away. Yeah, the water carries the soil, so you find that there it forms something like some holes, river, something like a river, but just for a duration. So to stop that, I thought it wise maybe to plant some trees. Then also trees help in bringing the rains. That is according to how we believe it. That if we have a forest, or if we have trees, or if trees are planted in an area, that area might catch a lot of rain. Yeah. So that is also what we were thinking of, to break this drought, this too much drought of that is sometimes persistent. We were trying to find a way of dealing with it. Another thing, of late we were digging a dam. So this dam, it's in fact it's on a clay soil. I think it can have water, or it can contain water for some period before it dries up. So this is a good solution, because as we will be using this water to plant to water our plants, it can also be used by the community people or community members for their animals to drink. So it's water for animals. Animals can drink it, as well as we use it on the farm. So that is another thing. A very great and big thing that I'm very glad of that we've done is driving out some laziness from people. When I started this, I had friends who are just hanging
Say
around.
more.
Yeah.
Say more.
Yeah, I had friends who are
Yeah.
just hanging around.
Yeah.
They had
I'm
nothing
with
to
you.
do. So you find somebody, they have nothing at home. Maybe they don't even have they don't have a source of income in the family, and the person just hangs. Maybe if he gets some little contracts, like maybe doing for some odd jobs for somebody, you get something that you eat, hand to mouth money, some money, little cash that you can just eat for that time. So I tried to teach people about the kitchen garden, and I'm glad that so many people have come out for that. And if you walk around our village, you will find that there are a lot of people who had already started their kitchen garden. You find that at least if you walk around, you will find that there are people who have planted kales. They have their own onions, and mostly it's kales and onions you will find that people have planted. So this one, at least you find that helping somebody is easy. If you have your own kales and your own onions, if you come to me, I can give you corns. So at least you can go mill it. Then because you have to eat, if you want to prepare ugali from the corns, you will eat it with kales or any other food. So at least helping will be easy. And I I really thank God that people are responding positively. A lot of people are working on that. And the 10 people that I told you about, that we were trying to to raise, at least each and every person have a kitchen garden at their home. So there is a big change. So when we started, I had some little cash and also some cash we raised from the nursery. So I bought packets of the kales. That was for start. So I give each and every person and a water can. So I told them that this is the most I can give. Go and start with this, and God willing, if everything goes well, I may buy more tools, keep in my store, so anybody can come, borrow, and use, since we can't buy for each and every person. So you can come, you borrow, you go use, then you bring back. Another person can do that, you can do the same. So they have been doing that, because at least I had some tools, though they are not enough, but at least we can share, and they can manage their farms too. So I'm glad for that. So at least I'm seeing some
Wow, man.
changes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing all this. And one thing that I'll echo that I'm hearing from your story is how everything is connected. And I think this is one of the things that when we're really giving back, shall we say, when we're truly giving back. You had asked me before, what does it even mean to give back? And I think what I'm really pointing at here is that, when we do something from a place of giving selflessly, that when that actually happens, it comes right back. But it's not giving with the intention that, oh, if I teach someone to grow food, then they're going to give me kale later. That's kind of missing the point, but it just happens organically. You don't even need to try. But what I see you're doing is you're giving back by you're sharing skills. You're sharing, in a way, energy and inspiration. You were saying you're seeing friends hanging around, and you're, giving them a little bit of encouragement. Hey, you've got time, and you've got land right here. You can grow kale and onions, and and then all of a sudden, naturally, people have more energy and they want to help out with the community. The community all of a sudden starts to gather more energy in and of itself. And you're saying you even see the connection when you plant trees in your culture. You see how those trees in a way attract more water. And so I'm seeing this, that it seems like you have this embodiment of the understanding that everything is connected, and when you give something, you actually don't lose something. You actually gain something, even if you don't know what that something is. If I give you whatever it is, $10, that I'm not losing something. I don't know what I'm gaining, and I'm not doing it to gain something, but inherently with this mindset of, no, we're all connected. And so when I help you, in a way, we're all being helped by it. But I think that's one of the things that I notice about your mindset is, sure, we all have times where we're being tested, and I've been there for you, and you've been there for me when we've been going through these challenging times. But this consistency of just showing up and just doing the work, and that's really what I see as like giving back is just being there to help in whatever way we can. If we've got a smile to spread that smile, if we've got insight into permaculture, if we've got some seeds, if we've got some extra money, whatever it might be, just showing up in the moment, looking around and seeing like, what can I do to help?
It's okay.
I think this is what I'm coming to realize, like what is giving back. It's just like a mindset of just looking around and asking myself, having that inner dialogue, like what can I do to help right now? And then just doing it, and not doing it because if I help, then something in the future is going to happen, but just doing it because that's my job in this moment. I'm just here to do my job.
It's okay. So just to cut you a bit, I have a slogan. I have a say that I do tell our volunteers or anybody I meet in person in life. So there is something I tell you. If I help you, or for instance, I can just meet you. You have a problem. You approach me. You explain yourself. I understand. I help you. Then I tell you, if you go, you succeed with whatever I've given you, try to help 2 people in your life. Try to help 2 people who are around you. So by this, at least you will find and I tell you, after helping the 2 people, tell each one of them to help 2 each. So by doing this, you will find that the whole community and even beyond is well. So what I do tell people is that after getting something, or if you come to me, I give you this, you just go. If you prosper, or if you are successfully done with whatever you wanted, please you also try help someone else, so that we can all help ourselves. Because our main aim or our mission is to fight the poverty, to be self-reliant, just to fight the food shortages, food problems, such kind of things. So if we keep for ourselves, or let me say, for instance, if I keep something for myself, or even help only the immediate family members or some people who are related to me, then leave others who are also living around. There is nothing I shall have done. So the state will still be the same. So that's why we have to encourage people to also help, because we can't help everybody. Yeah. And that's where we also preach the fair share. If we get, we also share. Yeah.
Yes, brother.
Thank you.
And so, for people who may be listening that are really inspired by your story and wanting to help, like, what are ways that people can give back and support the project that you're creating? You know, resolving this root cause of food, water, energy insecurity, helping the community to be self-reliant. What are the ways that people can give back to support what you're creating?
It's okay. We would really appreciate anybody who might be willing and able to support us, so that we might achieve all our dreams and our missions and goals that we've set. We are very open. We welcome any new ideas. Maybe if somebody has something to share about anything, it might be about water stories, it might be about the new farming system, or any other thing relating to the project we are doing, or it might be non-project, but it might be even a business, it might be anything. We welcome all those ideas, because with that we also learn new things. So anybody who might be willing to support us, we would really appreciate that. So we need resources. We are still far much behind, because there are some other things that we still need. We are not that much stable. So we can just appreciate anybody who would be willing to help. We would just appreciate. So we have several ways of maybe
Absolutely.
receiving.
So I know we've worked together.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Paul.
So okay.
You can finish that thought. I think we have a bit of a lag.
We have a better. Pardon, please.
Good.
Pardon, please.
There's a bit of a lag on the audio, so we can. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I want to invite you to finish that thought.
That's cool. So also, just to add on top, this thing I've realized from the seasons that have been in this farming. I've realized that the more effort we put, the more we fight the poverty, the more we become self-dependent. So, for example, when I started, there was not that much energy, because I had completely nothing. So I just did a small portion. I did what I could, only what I could do. So we had a lot of food shortages. We had a lot of issues, problems that were coming here and there, but we just tried to maneuver and manage them. So last season, at least, we had some support. I got your real support, my friend. Thank you. And we had a good harvest. I'm glad to say that we got a good harvest, and I thank God. So at least
Yes.
I'm seeing that we should be putting more effort. Like, we should be getting some, maybe more tools, something like we should be having something like drainage system. Yeah, such kind of things. Something like a water pump. It's something very essential. We should plow more lands, because we have a lot of land that are unplowed. So, but now hiring a tractor to plow them, that is the problem, because we cannot plow a huge field, then also after plowing, we will weed it twice, because we have to weed twice. That will need a lot of energy, a lot of people. So we only do what we can manage. So we usually till the land, maybe with the cows, and or we hire tractors. They come and till for you. Then we can plant. We do that by hands, our hands. Then we can weed. We weed twice with jembes by our hands. So we might need some support to produce more, so that we can get fully stable. Yeah.
Yes. So there's a lot of moving parts here, and I wonder when we push pause, because I think this is a whole nother chapter that we can open in another talk, just to learn. There are a number of projects that you have going on the ground. I know you've got the tree nursery. Yeah, you've got the farms. You're also putting together some education programs.
Yeah.
So I think that's a whole nother chapter that we can dive into in another talk. And man, I want to thank you for just the life that you live. And I often just find myself, you send me a message and I'm like, I'm feeling inspired just to know that Paul is alive and it's another day here on earth. And thank you for being an inspiration for me to practice and to remember the value of giving back and learn from your example, man.
Thank you very much. I'm really glad. I'm grateful to have you.
Yes. So we're going to push pause here. And if anyone is watching this and wants to get in touch with Paul, either there will be a link wherever this is posted, or just reach out and, I can help to make any kinds of connections. So we're going to push pause on this Giving Back talk. This is episode 1 of the first Giving Back talk that we recorded. So enjoy, and just let this, the invitation also for you, Paul, is just let this conversation just continue to sit and like a seed sprout. And who knows what's inside of a seed, It could just turn into compost, and it could turn into a forest, and it could be somewhere in between. So, yeah, this is an opportunity just to be grateful for the moment and all of the ways that people have been giving back, and people will continue to give back, but the ways that people are giving back in this moment just to support our life here on this small rock we call planet Earth. So thank you for this conversation and entertaining the flow. And Paul, what would you say closing thoughts for you, and then we'll stop the recording. What are your closing thoughts for this conversation?
I'm really grateful for the great session that we have had this evening. I just would love to ask whoever who might watch this video, that their ideas are highly welcome, and their support we will really appreciate. So they might contact us, and we'll get more in touch. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Brother Ari. And I thank God for this divine connection. I'm grateful. Thank you for setting up this episode 1. I'm eagerly waiting for the next episode, because there are still a lot that we'll be sharing. There are so many things that we've not touched. We will also be giving some kind of teachings. Yeah, and I'll be grateful to do that. Thank you very much.